Hello, today I am gonna tell you the story of Uzair Alaihissalam. Prophet Uzair Alaihissalam was a saint and a wise man. He lived after Prophet Sulayman Alaihissalam and before Prophet Zakaria Alaihissalam. As usual, one day he went out on his donkey to his own farm. About noon, he came across a small town that was ruined a long time ago. And, as it was hot in the noon, he decided to take some rest. So he entered the ruined town and get down from his donkey, taking figs and grapes in his basket. He went under the shade of the tree and ate his food. Then he got up to look at what remained of the ruins. The people had long been lost, and he saw the human bones lying around. "Oh, how will Allah ever bring it to life after its death?" he said out of curiosity. When Allah heard what he has just said, he decided to show the Prophet his power. Allah sent the angel of death to Prophet Uzair Alaihissalam to take his life. He remained dead for 100 years. After 100 years had passed and there had been changes in Israelite affairs, Allah sent an angel upon Uzair Alaihissalam to revive his heart and his eyes in order for him to feel and see how Allah revives the dead. The angel said, "For how long did you sleep?" He said, "A day, or part of a day." He said this because he knew he had slept early in the afternoon and woke up late in the afternoon. The angel said, "You remained asleep for 100 years." He realized that it was by the power of Allah that he came back to life. He ate and drank the food which he had prepared before he was overtaken by that long sleep. Then, the angel revived his donkey. Prophet Uzair Alaihissalam rode on his donkey and entered his native place, but the people did not recognize him, nor did his household. Except the maid, now an old woman. He asked her, "Is this the house of Uzair?" She said, "Yes, but the people have long forgotten Uzair." He said, "I am Uzair. Allah had taken my life for 100 years and has now returned it to me." She said, "Uzair used to be answered when he prayed to Allah. Pray to cure me of blindness, if you are Uzair." He prostrated and prayed to Allah and massaged her eyes and took her by the hand. "Get up, by the power of Allah," he said. The crippled woman stood up and walked. She opened her eyes and saw her blindness was gone. She said, "I bear witness that you are Uzair." She rushed to the assembly of the Israelites. Uzair's son was 118 years old, and his children's children now were lords of the assembly. She called out to them, saying, "This is Uzair come to you." They accused her of lying. She said, "I am your old maid. He has just prayed to Allah for me, and here I am, whole again, walking and seeing." The people stood up and looked at him. His son said, "My father had a mark between his shoulders, a black mole." And the Prophet showed him the mark. They said, "None among us memorized the Torah since the evil king of Babylon burned it, except Uzair." The only copy of the Torah in the world was buried somewhere, and that only Prophet knew. He led the people to the hidden place and took out that copy of the Torah. Its leaves had rotted and the book itself crumpled. Uzair Alaihissalam sat under the shade of a tree, surrounded by the children of Israel, and copied out the Torah for them from that script. Uzair Alaihissalam died as a 40-year-old, and Allah resurrected him at the same age on the day of his death.